Cheers, guys. Bit of a Ronjaboom Friday. So thank Gork for this wonderful lager to christening the weekend. So cheers. Nice drop it is too. Good old Dutch beer. So, I hope you guys had a great week. I've just wrapped up a big Empire commission for David. It's part of it here. The thumbnail is the last accompanying pieces for that. So I hope David's eagerly awaiting Santa to deliver that before the end of the year. Before Christmas, hopefully. Fingers crossed for you, David. So hopefully that's going to happen for you, mate. I'll get that packed over the weekend and shipped away. And I really hope it gets there in one piece. It's always a very stressful time sending stuff out for Eavylead orders, especially of this size and magnitude. It is a massive army. So I can't wait to see it featured on the Fifth Hammer YouTube channel in the future. But until then, you will be able to see it in a 5th edition battle. It's kind of like a send-off for the army and for David as a thank you. And me and Paul got to play a little 1,500 point game on this 4x4 table through the week on Thursday. So that's in production now. So I hope you guys really enjoy that when it comes out. So through the week, I just want to give a shout out and toast to you, Lee, for coming on board Patreon. Cheers, mate. I really appreciate your patronage. And Lee showed up some nice advanced HeroQuest Skaven that he was working on, and he commented to say it's a shame that Josh isn't doing any of these painting videos anymore. And it's been something I wanted to do as incorporate part of this Gork talk thing. It's something easy I can sort of just put together very quickly. I don't need to do a massive amount of editing, and I can throw something together that's kind of simple and maybe give you some kind of tips. And I thought Skaven is a good one because I haven't actually done anything for Skaven as yet. So I grabbed a couple of rat ogres. So we're going to do that for today. And it also helps me start this Advanced HeroQuest project for the next big sort of campaign we're going to run for Advanced HeroQuest, hopefully in 2026. But again, it's a lot of rats to paint. So thanks again to Lee for kickstarting that along for me. So I hope you guys enjoy that today. Also, I hope to have Aidan on the Splatternata this coming Sunday night UK time. Is it British Standard Time, 9 p.m. to talk about a Kickstarter he's running, also to do with Skaven. And it's with Ramshackle Games. So hopefully Curtis can join him to talk about their current running Kickstarter. And they've got some really nice looking designs for Skaven there. Looks like there's a truck passing me by with some lady on a megaphone screaming out there. So hopefully that won't be catching on. I've had a few background noises today in our recordings, so hopefully that's not too disturbing for you. But apart from that, guys, thanks again for watching today's Gork talk, and please enjoy the painting tutorial. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, see you on the other side. Okay, guys, to get the video underway, before we get to the actual painting, I thought I'd just go through this tray. I've got all this Skaven stuff here. I started this, I think, earlier this year, and had some plastic original Advanced HeroQuest Skaven that I just picked up a couple, and I just sort of just chipped away at them every now and again to sort of pick them up, and just actually quite enjoyed it. Enjoyed it more than I thought I would, actually. But obviously not based. Just a nice little simple paint job, just something just nice and quick and easy that I could to make them look nice and colourful and look very friendly, actually, with the little pink noses and everything. So, but yeah, these are the original Advanced HeroQuest Skaven, which will inhabit the catacombs when we actually get around to doing it. I do like this guy with the black fur and yeah, red and black shield design. It was pretty cool. But yeah, it seems like an age since I started doing this. I think maybe I started it when we finished the last session of Advanced HeroQuest, and this is going to be the new one that we're going to run. So then I started getting all the miniatures together, and thanks to a few people, especially my sponsor, Black Arrow Minis, got there, who really helped me out a lot with getting a lot of this stuff, because he actually just listed a lot of Skaven, especially the slaves and everything like that. If I can find some slate, yeah, they're really nice actually. I think these are sort of really late 5th edition models. I think I'd not really seen these before. I think these are Colin Dixon's, but yeah, pretty cool looking miniatures. So I grabbed a few of those, and thanks to Dave, also in the UK, Dave Gilson, who's the main voice behind a lot of our deep dives into these battle reports and the army books and everything. He sent me a few as well, which is very, very kind of him. And I had some other stuff here for another Dave that he kindly gave to me also. And I in return gave him some nice plastic clan rats to paint up for his Skaven army sometime in the future. So that's quite a, and I got this off, I bought this off, Scott helped me buy this off eBay in the US. It's the Marauder Troll, the variant that I needed for the particular scenario that we're going to run from one of the White Dwarf magazines. Maybe you know which one it is. Maybe you've actually played it. Please let me know in the comments. I forget what it's called now. I think it's a Troll Slayer's Oath. There's the, this will be the slave, I believe, because in one of the encounters you can actually encounter dwarf slave. So the idea was to probably remove the flail that he has here, and so he's almost naked, because he's supposed to be just naked in the dungeon. I will have to do some kind of tutorial in the basing. Now this is the basing I use for my advanced HeroQuest to match the tiles and everything like that. It is essentially just a plastic base with a very thin, I think it's like a 1mm sheet of plastic card that is cut at the same dimensions as the top of the base and glued on with plastic glue. And I just grabbed my modeling knife and I just sort of gouge pieces off the side and then cut lines in on the base itself. Giving that an airbrush, first priming with black and then giving an airbrush with, looks like I used some ochre colors there and got some brown in there as well to get to this stage. And then I'll highlight up the top of the base and create some shadows and that kind of thing if I need to, and just paint the rims in black, and away she goes. So yeah, it's a really quick and effective way of actually painting and basing miniatures. The model what we're going to do today, which will be mounted on one of those big bases, will be this rat ogre. And this is again just to thank Lee for joining our Patreon, and he asked about painting videos, and I thought I really wanted to do some, and I think the Thank Gork It's Friday is a really good way of doing those for you guys. So if I come across something, or one of my patrons suggests something to do to paint, I do have the Sea Monster set, or Beast of the Sea set from Man of War, that I want to get to do at some point in the future. But for today, as Lee is starting on his Advanced HeroQuest adventures with his Skaven, I thought we can do a quick tutorial on how to approach fur, and maybe some other elements of this model here as well. This is a classic Jez Goodwin Rat Ogre, which I love. Even though I do fondly like the Perry ones that came after in 4th edition, but yeah, there's something quite cool about the Jez ones that just suit the whole scale as well of these earlier Skaven boys. So yeah, so that's a project that I hope to do in 2026 and get Advanced HeroQuest back on the channel and back to playing it. I absolutely love this game. So I really want to get the guys back into the dungeon and have them delve away into the catacombs, into the Skaven-ridden lairs of a dwarven stronghold, I believe. Can I find the dwarf that... Where is that dwarf? I don't know where I put him now. There should be another dwarf that I'm using as the actual one of the NPC hero type guys. He's in here somewhere. He's probably just hiding or being taken hostage by the Skaven, maybe. But yeah, lots of beautiful figures in here to paint, and I can't wait to get stuck into it. Oh, here he is here. So he'll be the guy with the magic hammer. I think he had an axe, and I found a piece of lead that looked like a hammer block and replaced the head of the handle with a hammer. So I forget what his name is. It might be Sven something or other. But he aids the heroes on their quest deep into the dwarven mine shaft or something, I think it is. And he's returned this hammer to the throne room, I believe, to fulfill his oath. And yeah, so we get to see a troll slayer in Advanced HeroQuest. Very exciting times. Okay, well, with that out of the way, guys, so you've got a preview of what's going to come hopefully in 2026, and I can start painting some of those maybe during the Thank Gork It's Friday. Let's get stuck into this guy and let's have a look at painting his fur. Okay, this is a really good opportunity to again thank the people behind TT Combat for sending these to me. I have been honestly really impressed with their paints, and they come with like a triad. I've actually run out of the lighter grey, and I need to reorder some. But I've got to say, I'm really impressed with them. They come in a nice satin finish, so very very reminiscent of the old Citadel paints and Vallejo equivalents. And so I'm going to try to use as many TT Combat paints as I can in these painting tutorials, just so that I can show them, hey, I'm actually using paint. I like it. I like how they come up. I think they're really good stuff. I think one of the best things about it is this thin nozzle applicator, because the current, let's say for example, the current Vallejo ones, just way too big, way too wide, and the paint goes all over the place, and you've got to continually clean it, which I'm too lazy to do, obviously. So I just let the paint build up and gunk up into the cap. So these don't, I mean, they do sometimes, but I think they're fairly clean. You get like a bit of residue in there, but I think overall they're pretty clean. So I'm quite happy with these so far that I've used them. Very good coverage as well. Okay, so I'm just going to do like a grey type black highlight here. Now you could add blue in there as well if you want more of a bluey black color. If you want to do that, so I'm just going to get some black. I'm just going to grab some of this darker grey, and it's not really a dry brush as such. I just sort of take off some of the paint and then sort of just drag it over all the skin area, so the fur areas, not the skin, the fur areas of this big beast. So I'm going to go over that once, and then I'll come back when that's done, so we can go to the next stage. Okay, so we're going to now add some of that lighter grey into this grey here, and we'll just sort of a bit lighter now, just go over that fur. And I'll sort of just concentrate it more on the raised areas there, just to pick out those highlighted spots and trying to keep the other parts dark. I'm sort of painting these in more of a, not more realistic, sort of oldhammer kind of style maybe. So less on the really saturated hues, but more muted kind of colors and that kind of thing. More attuned to like the earlier, when this game was released, basically, when colors were a little bit muted. Maybe it was the photographs more than anything. But so that's what it looks like there. We've got some pure grey, and I'll just put that on my brush. And again, doing the same thing, just sort of doing it in smaller spaces now. You might have a nice white stripe along his face there, along his muzzle. But I'm also looking forward to seeing how these guys play in the game and how the heroes handle it. I think they barely got out
of the last dungeon. I think they did pretty well actually in the last one. I was going a bit too easy on them, I think, last time. So this one should be a nice challenge for them. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good how it is there. I'm pretty happy with that. So the good thing about Skaven is you can paint a lot very quickly if you have 10 or 20 in a row, and you just do all that, do all the fur, and then block in all the other colors. Probably black is a good color for them, even though I know Lee is using a white prime miniature, which is also something I usually do, prime everything white. And with white you can use lots of, I think, maybe contrast paints or inks and stuff like that, or use a very light ochre color and then use inks to get a nice light fur color on them as well. I could have painted this in gray over the white and washed it with black ink to get like a nice dark looking color. So whites work equally as well, but for this case I'm doing everything in a very dark primed undercoat. Okay, we'll come back and we'll look at doing some of the skin now. Okay, so we've got these 3 colors we're going to do the skin with. Halfling skin, white knuckle flesh, and Kappa red. Okay, so we've got a nice sort of deep, rich red, and these 2 different flesh colors. I'm going to use those as kind of the base. We might need to use a bit of brown ink or something as well. We'll have a look at that. But I'm just going to put some of this onto the, put a bit of red in there. And I'll just start picking out all the fleshy bits on him. And just to save some time, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then when I come back, we can go into the next stage. Okay, so I'm just going to do all these flesh now with this little mix here. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, for my wash, I'm going to use chestnut ink. Now, this is a Nostalgia 88 ink. It's the best inks ever made, I think, which no longer in production, but I've got a feeling that maybe he has another line of inks that are exactly the same thing. So I'm going to get this chestnut ink on here. I'll use that as our wash to wash this beast's flesh. Okay, so I'm going to get some of that and just water it down a bit. But yeah, these inks are absolutely amazing. So if you have any of these, then well done. So I'm just going to do some chestnut ink on there, just on all his flesh areas. I gave those flesh areas a good couple of coats. And then we'll come back when this is all dry, and we can go to the next step. So see you then. Now, just in editing the video, I just realised that all of this was out of shot when I did all of that. So you're lucky, Lee. I've got another one here, mate. So we're going to do some flesh on this guy. So basically, I'm going to come back when I've done all the base coats on him, and then we can go to, I think we got up to the part where I had the wash on it. Okay, I might actually try to do this one with the orange brown base and blend it up. I think I might do that for this one, and we can paint his fur in some kind of light brown maybe this time to give you just a look at doing something completely different. Okay, we'll come back in a tick. Okay, I'll try to get this in within camera shot this time. So it's got some of this orange brown here, and I'm just going to basically layer this skin with that. Okay, it's pretty much a carbon copy of the other model, just in a slightly different pose. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do for that. I think his hands are bare. He's got lots of chains around his hands though. And for the fur, we're going to use this Venetian tan. So we've got a nice light coloured fur for this one. And again, I'll just go ahead and apply the base coat. Probably give it a couple of coats, and we'll come back to go to the next part, which will be to finish off the flesh and apply a wash to the fur. Okay, so we're back in just a tick. Okay, I'm going to use some brown Nostalgia 88 ink. I have a little bit left in this one, which I'm really sad about, but we'll enjoy it while we have it. And now that that paint is now dry, I'm just going to get a sort of light mix of that and just go over its fur. So again, we'll be back soon in a minute. While that's drying, I'm going to go into something else, okay, just so that we can sort of speed up this process a little bit more. We'll go back to the other guy, the other red ogre, and work on the next step for him. Getting excited about painting these guys and actually making a start now. So thanks again, Lee, for suggesting this, mate. It's been good to come back to this project. So back soon. Okay, we've got a couple of blues here from TT Combat. We've got Throwing Shade Blue and Poster Boy Blue. Really nice color, this. It's very much like Enchanted Blue from the old Citadel range. So I'm going to throw these onto the palette. I'm going to start doing the loincloths on the third triad color I'll use is EAA Blue. There's the highlight color. I'll throw that on there now, just so to save time. That's one aspect I like about them. The triad color scheme is really nice. All right, let's get into this guy. Let's hope my brushes hold out until the end. But I thought blue would look nice as a complementary color to the black fur, so that's what we're going to do with this guy. And luckily, there's not many details on these. You know, that's another reason why I love all these old models. They're not, you know, infused with all this detail and all this crap you got to paint on them. So I like that about these. They're very simple. Simple old minis. Okay. Then we've got our other mid-tone color here. Beautiful color, this one. Really, really nice. One of my favorites. And even while that base of that dark blue, Throwing Shade Blue, I'm going to start layering in some highlights here. So again, hopefully the camera's picking this up nicely. If not, I'm really sorry again, because I know a lot of times it's either out of shot, it's out of focus. I don't know how painters do it, or how these guys do it, but I'll give them credit, that's for sure, because it's not easy. But I have been enjoying doing this video in particular, guys, for you guys today. Okay, I think that's pretty good as it is there. And then we're going to get this lighter color here. And this is how quick it can get, how quick it can be. Not waiting for the paints to dry, I'm just going straight over the top of that wet paint. It's got a bit of a tattered loincloth here. So now you can add further steps to make this blue more sort of dusty, grimy, greasy, and really dirty it up if you want that sort of grim dark sort of Blanche-esque kind of style. You can do that too if you really wanted to. I don't mind doing that, and there's certain nice browns that you can do just to add some extra little shades here and there. So you might look at doing that for one of these guys. Okay, now I just got that little white bit of white here. I'm going to add that white here to the light blue. And start, just going to make sure I'm in shot here. Yeah, not wasting my complete time doing this. That's good. Just adding some little final details. There's some little holes and little other details here just in the cloth that I'll try my best to pick out. Okay, like that. So that gives you that sort of nice effect on the blue. Okay, to dirty up the blue a little bit, we've got this German cam medium brown. It's my favorite browns for doing this kind of, how do you want to call it? I'm not sure, but adding some hues or hints or something of brown places. You know, sometimes do that in my historical stuff, but yeah, I just find that this paint just works really well for that, and it leaves just that hint of that brown in the end, and so that's what I'm going to use here. So very, very thin on the palette with some water, and just to sort of make it a little bit more like they're really worn and had a good life, these rags. So a bit of that. Okay, so now we'll go on to doing his nails. So they're going to be in red. I might use this Capo red as a base and then finish it off with the other red I've got there. So again, guys, I'll come back in a minute when that's dry. I'll have to wait for that to dry first, and we'll come back and finish it off. All right, I think his little toenails are ready to be painted. And really, it's as simple as that. We can add some yellow on there to highlight them. But they've got to have red toenails. I couldn't imagine it any other color. Okay, we'll come back and do some highlights on those later when it's dry. But for now, we'll just go back to the other Rat Ogre for his ceramic. I'm going to put on the palette here. And getting an old brush, we're just going to make a bit of a mix of that with the original color. With the Venetian tan. Again, same sort of process as I did with the black on the black fur. We're going to do straight onto this guy. So he's got more of a yellowy brown kind of beigey looking fur this time, and you can build up the layers as you go and increasing the highlights as you go to make it as dark or light as you like. So again, guys, I'll be back in a minute when that's all finished, and we can come back and see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm fairly happy with how that's turned out there, and I can sort of work on that a little bit later. Next, we'll go into the flesh tone. So we did base coat it with that orange brown, and now we're just going to go straight over that with our flesh color, our flesh paint, which is basically a mix of, I think it's halfling flesh that I use as a base. And this is a lighter flesh color, but it's got halfling flesh. And I've used some of this Capo red and mixed it in there to form the base of it. So I want the flesh a bit pinky. I like Skaven have a bit of that sort of pinky color on their flesh tones. I think that looks cool. So again, I'm just going to go through, guys, just to speed up the video. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long video today. Just go through and just sort of pick out all the areas of the flesh and just keeping the shaded areas with that orange brown, and just go through and just paint up everything to the point where we can add the next highlight on him. All right, so we'll be back soon. Okay, so I've got all the base coat there on the flesh parts now. So for just highlighting, I've just got that lighter flesh color paint here. And I will just go over again, just picking out little bits and pieces here. I think this brush is about to fall apart. I've absolutely battered these brushes. Now, they're little workhorses, these little Vallejo Pro Modeler brushes, but I think their time has come to go to the paintbrush graveyard, and I need to order some more tonight. So yeah, basically just refining, with the refining stage now. So we're going to refine that flesh tone, sharpen it up with a bit of this lighter flesh color here. You can add just white to your base color if you wanted to. That's easy. You don't need all those paint hues. You can just add white to it. There's no drama at all. So again, I was going to go through that, guys. I don't think we'll actually get to finish both of them completely, but at least it gives you a good idea of how to do the flesh, how to do the fur, how to approach them, or my way of doing it anyway. And the rest is basically leathers and metallics from there on in. Okay, so we'll just quickly finish off the face on this guy in just a minute. I'm just going to go around and just touch up any parts that need going over, and then we'll come back. We'll add some nice pinky hues here and there, and we'll finish off the teeth and the eye, and we'll call it a day. So having done all that, I'm just going to get some of this capo red and mix it into here, so this nice pinkish kind of fleshy hue there. So what we're going to do with that is basically I'll put that in his ears. I like that kind of look to it, and on his nose here as well, around this area, and maybe some on his bottom lip as well, and around the base of his fists and at the base of his feet. I'll add this to it. It's not really a wash, it's kind of just a very, very thin layer of paint that's will just soften it up a bit. So that's something I just like to add myself. Makes the flesh look really nice and soft too. Okay, happy with that. So when we come back, we'll finish off the teeth and eye, and yeah, look forward to doing that. So let's do that next. Right, for the teeth, I'm just going to just block out anything that's overlapping the teeth at this stage. The eye socket here, we'll just do this side. Yeah, just black that out as well. Make sure everything's trimmed off nicely. All right, now the best way to do teeth is either pick him out singly, one at a time, or you drag your brush across the surface area. So you could do it like this, and so you can just pick them out as you go. Okay, you got the two big front teeth here. Or we can go in and just sort of pick them out individually, one at a time, which is probably what I prefer to do, unless they're in a really tight place where you can't do that necessarily. There you go, these pearly whites are in. Sounds like two cats are brawling and screwing outside. So that could be a good opportunity to try to wrap up this video very, very quickly. We're just going to paint the eye in now. So let's put a white spot on there. Wash out the brush. Get some red paint and dot that in. And a bit like the toenails, which I'll do on the other guy, just got some yellow paint here on my palette. I'm just going to add a little dot or a little line at the top here of yellow, just to make that eyeball stand out a little bit more. Maybe a little bit red to cut back in there. And so that's it. I think we're going to end the tutorial here. I hope everybody enjoyed that. I hope that gives you some ideas how to approach fur. That's just not just brown. It's like different hues and different colors. There's the other guy I did earlier. So and just lost the footage of doing his flesh tones. But hopefully I can in another video give an update on those being finished and completed atop their wonderful bases. So I'll keep this close at hand, so we can actually get this project started. So thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any feedback, let me know in the comments.
Well, in closing, thanks again, guys, for watching. Have a great week. enjoy the content, like the Man of War Battle Report I posted up through the week. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I really enjoyed putting that together for you guys, and thanks to Max for indulging me with a bit of Man of War badness. It was interesting to see on the roundup for the Spotify podcast, that's the host of my podcast, Crown of Command Podcast, that the most listened episode this year, to my absolute astonishment, was one of these crappy solo podcasts I did about Man of War many years ago, using my, I think I was using like a PS4 mic with the headset with the little mic on here, and also just my tablet, this crappy tablet, Microsoft Surface Pro tablet. So it's amazing that that is ranked #1. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a resurgence for Man of War. Who knows? But it's certainly got Max ready to paint up his next fleet. So he's got an Orc fleet that he's prepping up to paint, which I'm really looking forward to featuring on the channel. I think I might take my Dwarves against his Orc fleet in a future game in 2026. So thanks again for your comments. Please, guys, if you can, I know it's I don't often say this, but if you can, please like the video if you liked it. Please comment on the video if you want to comment and give me feedback or want to comment on something. And please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. It would be wonderful to see 10,000 subs by the end of the year. That'd be a great blessing from Gork above. And and also, if you do want to see some other painting kind of techniques and different styles, I do have my other channel, which is called Swords and Sake, which I will be doing some regular painting updates for that as well, because I've got some Baron's War miniatures to do, some Test of Honor miniatures to do. So different kind of styles. If you want to look at that, there's going to be more painting videos coming soon for that channel there. So until next time, guys, take care of yourselves, enjoy your hobby, and we'll see you again next Friday. Cheers.